fourth graders. I'm back to read the next chapter of Restart, chapter 6. But before I do, I wanted to show you what we've been up to here at the Knowlton house. We finished the puzzle. Isn't that cool? Mostly Chloe and I, but it was really fun. So I'd love to hear what you all are doing at home. So continue to send me those messages, get on Padlet. I've gotten some emails, I've gotten some messages, I've gotten a video from Bella, which was great. So keep it up. Love hearing how you guys are doing. Hope you got my messages as well. And there is going to be a Zoom conference tomorrow, actually 2, if you want to join. And I sent an email through ClassTag to your parents this morning. So look for that and see if you can join on Zoom so we can all connect and see each other. That would be awesome. Looking forward to that. So I'm going to read chapter 6 to restart, but I'm going in the other room because you just never know who's gonna pop up here. I don't want to get interrupted. I want you to have my complete attention. And got my coffee. You know I like my coffee in the morning. So I'm going to read Restart, but before I do, I want to say awesome job getting on Lexia. Lots of, I think I had 9 students this past week that met their goal, so that's awesome. Keep on that. I put a new activity on Yellowstone that looked like it would be fun, so you can go check that out. And I put a webcam on the last ClassTag so you can see some beluga whales, which I thought would be cool. So keep checking on Khan, extra math, all that good stuff. Keep reading. And I love to see what you're writing in the response journal to Restart. So keep doing that. I will check those and I will respond. So love seeing what you're doing. Miss you guys so much. So here we go. Chapter 6 through 8 vocabulary. So you might not see all these words today. You might see 1 or 2. But one of the words is mirth, and that is amusement, especially as expressed in laughter. His 6-foot frame shook with mirth. Another word is reprieve, which means to cancel or postpone the punishment of. So if you give someone a reprievement, you're postponing their punishment. Contrite means feeling or expressing remorse, affected by guilt, a broken and a contrite heart. And then tentative, not certain or fixed. So like a tentative conclusion, so it's not quite certain. And then for chapter 6 through 8, there's only one response question. Why does Chase tell his dad he wants to get back to playing football? Do you think he's being honest? I wonder if he's being honest or if he's trying to please his dad. So I like to see your input and output as well on what happened and then your thoughts about what happened. So you're thinking about what you're reading. That's super important too. So I'm gonna get comfy here. I'm gonna read. Hopefully you're listening and following along. So now, to recap, we've had Chase, who was kind of a bully, and he fell off his roof, probably trying to be sneaky, and he was in a coma, has amnesia. Now he's finding out that he's not super well liked by his classmates, and he was somewhat of a bully. In fact, he ran one kid out of the school where his parents put him in a private school. That's really sad. Hang on. So chapter 5 is titled Chase Ambrose, so we're back to Chase's point of view. Every time I see a little girl, it brings me back to the one from my memory, the blonde girl with the blue dress trimmed with white lace. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe when you only remember one thing, it sticks with you. If only I could remember where I remember her from. I think of her again when I see the little kid on the monkey bars at the playground. It's my first day without the sling in more than a month. and since forever in a way, because I remember nothing from before the accident. I'm out walking, enjoying my freedom from the tight wrapping on my shoulder. It feels fine, normal, and I need that after 2 weeks of school that were nothing but. Normal is the last word to describe a place where you're a stranger in a strange land despite the fact that everybody knows you. That's when I recognize the girl scrambling all over the jungle gym. It's Helen, my half-sister. She's definitely high energy and really kind of cute, crawling through tunnels, whizzing down slides, and just as quickly climbing up again. She's a little too wild, especially up top. I guess she's too young to understand that falling on your head runs in our family. Just as the thought crosses my mind, she loses her grip and tumbles off the top of the twisty slide. I'm there like a shot, catching her and swinging her around like it's part of the game. She squeals in exhilaration, spreading her arms, and I get into the spirit, making airplane noises. Mommy! Her scream carries all around the park. It's okay, Helen. It's me, Chase, your brother. I want to go down. Now she's red in the face and crying. I set her on the ground and watch as she runs off to join Corinne, who's hustling our way. Great. Dad's family already has a problem with me, and now they're going to think I've been terrorizing their daughter. Sorry, I mumble. I didn't mean to scare her. I saw what happened. Thank you for catching her. There's nothing wrong with what she's saying. It's the way she says it. Too polite, too distant, like I'm a stranger instead of her stepson. Helen has her face buried in her mother's sweater and refuses to look at me. I guess she doesn't like me very much, I comment. Corinne softens. She's just a little afraid of you. Afraid of me? What could I have done that would make a 4-year-old freak out every time I come near her? Before I can finish the thought, a loud horn honks. A panel truck pulls up to the curb. Ambrose Electric is stenciled on the side. Ooh, the sun is coming out. Love that sunshine. We need it. So I hope you can still see me because of the sun. I'll move it a little bit. Okay. The driver's side window rolls down, and my dad sticks his head out. Fire up the grill at 5:30, Cor. I'm bringing home the biggest steaks you've ever seen. He catches sight of me. Hey, champ, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be at practice. I wave. Doctor's orders, remember? Your arm's fine. Yeah, pretty good. I point to my head. It's the concussion. He looks disgusted. Doctors. They'll keep you in bubble wrap the rest of your life if you let them. Well, how about dinner then? I'll bet you could use a good steak. You're not going to get your strength back on the rabbit food Mom's slinging at you. Thanks. Some other time, I hesitate. I saw your state championship picture on the principal's wall. I didn't know, I knew at some point, but... He laughs with delight. There are a lot of athletes out there, but only a few of us can make it rain. There's something about Ambrose men, champ. Don't let your mother coddle it out of you like she did with your brother. He drives off, his truck backfiring as he pulls away from the curb. Bye, Daddy, yells Helen. Bye, Helen, I say to her. As soon as we make eye contact, she looks away. I'm definitely famous at Hiawassee Middle. The part I can't figure out is whether I'm famous good or famous bad. The athletic program is my home here, or at least it was before I got hurt. All my friends seem to be jocks, mostly football players. I guess they were pretty worried when they heard about my accident. I pick up on the occasional grumbling that I have to miss the season, but mostly people are just relieved I'm okay. The Hiawassee Hurricanes are kind of the kings of the school. It's a pretty good role to come out of a coma and fall straight into. Since I'm the former captain, I'm almost like the king of kings. To be honest though, it's hard to picture how I got along with them so well. They're loud, kind of obnoxious, and even though they're really tight, they spend a lot of time shoving and punching each other. Insults constantly fly pretty ugly. I was like that too when I was, me. Did I greet my closest friends by pointing out imaginary stains on their shirts so I could slap their faces? Did I insult their moms, their grandmothers, and their grandmothers' grandmothers? Probably. Even so, that was then, and this is now. I've lost a step, maybe because of my concussion. I can't keep up with those guys anymore. Aaron and Bear shield me from the worst of it. Dudes, they'll say, dial it down, our boy's injured. Or they'll step in front of me to absorb a friendly punch or forearm smash. I appreciate their help. Still, it doesn't change the fact that I'm not the Chase I used to be. I almost wish they'd stop trying to protect me. I hate being weak. The other guys are treating me like I'm strong. I'm not. I get that. But maybe I can fake it until my strength comes back. In the end, Aaron and Bear stress me out more than any of the others because they ask me all these questions. What do you remember? Is your memory coming back yet? When does the doctor say that could happen? When will you be your old self again? Since I've got nothing else to offer them, I describe the one memory that I do have, the little girl in the blue dress. They listen with great concentration. And Aaron prompts, eyes wide. That's it. That's the only thing I remember. But who is she? Bear persists. Where did you see her? I shrug. I don't know. That's all I've got. They stare at me for a long moment and then both burst out laughing. I'm annoyed. It's not funny. Don't you think I'd tell you more if I had more to tell? Do you know what the word amnesia means? Relax. Aaron puts an arm around my shoulders. We've got your back. Boys to the end. Aside from the football players, most of the kids act kind of odd around me. Conversations end when I enter a room. Faces turn toward lockers as I make my way down the hall. I get that the whole school's heard the story of my amnesia, and they're a little weirded out by me, but that doesn't explain everything. This one girl who's pushing a rolling cart of textbooks. When she sees me walking next to her, her eyes just about pop out of her head. She spins away and slams into the wall of a doorway alcove. Books go flying in all directions. She trips on one and starts to go down. So I grab her arm just to steady her. Then she really loses it. Don't! She squeals so loudly that we're the instant center of attention. I'm mystified. Let me help you pick those up. No! And she's gone, practically running along the corridor, dropping even more books as she escapes. What did I do? I asked Aaron and Bear about it after school, and they treat it like the stupidest question ever. What do you care if a bunch of random nobodies don't like you? Bear demands. It's not that, I tell them. She was scared. Where did that come from? The two exchange a glance. Man, you really did lose your memory. Aaron comments. Come on, guys, talk to me. Bear is impatient. We don't have time. Why? I query. There's no practice today. We've got to be at the Graybeard Motel by 3:30. What's the Graybeard Motel? We've still got 2 months left on our community service, Bear supplies. At the assisted living place on Portland Street, helping out with the geezers and grandmas. Not everybody's lucky enough to fall off a roof and get excused. I'm on community service? I may not remember much, but I know that community service isn't like getting a detention at school. It's something you get ordered to do in court by a judge. I struggle to sound casual. The last thing I want to do is come across like a wimp to my two best friends. What did we do to get sentenced? I nearly choke on the word. To community service. It was no big deal, Aaron scoffs. We planted a couple of cherry bombs in the piano at open house. It was awesome. Cops are such sticklers about property damage. Like there's a great piano shortage in the world. So we got, I'm nonchalant, but it takes some doing. Arrested? We have to go, Bear insists. Yeah, Aaron faces me. Listen, man, I know it bugs you that you can't remember anything about yourself before the accident. Let me fill in some of the details. Our boy Chase isn't the kind of kid to get bent out of shape about a bunch of idiots overreacting to a few firecrackers. We did what we did, and we got in trouble for it. End of story. End of story, I echo. I'm speaking carefully, almost as if I'm trying it on for size. I mean, nobody got hurt, so what's the big deal? Bear snickers. Yeah, right. Nobody. The problem with Hiawassee, Aaron goes on, is that everybody's jealous of us. I don't blame them. We do what we want, and nobody messes with us. Even the adults are jealous because when they were kids, they were probably losers too. So when Fitzwallace or some judge gets a chance to slap us down, they go hard, since it's the only revenge they're ever going to get. You can't take it personally. I nod in agreement. It's kind of not fair. Bear grins. Sometimes I cry myself to sleep at night just thinking of the injustice of it all. I laugh. Aaron and Bear wouldn't cry if you jammed flaming bamboo under their fingernails. They're the toughest guys in the world. Thanks for being straight with me, I tell them. And mean it. My own mother kept me in the dark about this. I don't know what she's thinking. Maybe that if I can't remember, it never happened. Aaron shrugs. It's a mom thing. They're all the same. If it's fun, it must be bad. My dad warned me about that, I admit. He said I shouldn't let her coddle me. Your dad is the man, Bear exclaims. He was part of the best football team ever to come out of this place. Next to ours, I mean. When you come back, we're going to wreck. That pulls me up short. Bear knows as well as anybody that I'm out for the season. It makes me wonder, should I be? Dad doesn't think so. It's Mom, the coddler, who took Dr. Cooperman's word for it. How much should I put my trust in her? She's the one who tried to hide a pretty major part of my past from me. If it wasn't for Aaron and Bear, I might never have figured it out. Who knows what else she's holding back? When Mom gets home from work that day, I'm there at the front door to throw it in her face. Where do you get off? She looks totally bewildered. I forge on. You were so devastated when I got amnesia, but not too devastated to pass up a little editing job on my life. Editing job? Don't you think I have the right to know that Aaron, Bear, and I were arrested and sentenced to community service? She doesn't answer right away. She sets down her bag, shrugs out of the jacket, walks to the living room, and collapses wearily into a chair. At last she says, "You've just come through an awful ordeal. How can it help your recovery if I tell you a lot of things that are just going to upset you?" Things, I echo. You mean there are more? How many other nice little stories have you been keeping away from me? She seems genuinely sad. I'll love you and support you through the end of the world. You know that. I've always seen the good in you, Chase, and I believe that's the person you really are deep down. But you've had your moments. I have a sickening vision of faces turning away from me, of kids shrinking back at my approach, fear in their body language. I think of that crazy girl who was angry enough to dump a tub of frozen yogurt over my head. What if she wasn't crazy at all? What if I deserved it? Then I think back to the conversation with Aaron and Bear. There are two sides to every story, and Mom is taking the opposite one. But that shouldn't surprise me. Her kid got in trouble, major trouble. If the community service is any indication, okay, if it wasn't a very nice thing to do, I admit. Okay, it wasn't a very nice thing to do, I admit, but I don't understand why the school had to make such a big deal out of it. She stares at me. How can you, of all people, say that after everything that's happened? Maybe because I don't remember everything that's happened, I shoot back. They were firecrackers, not grenades. It was a prank. My mother's expression becomes hard. Never mind the poor musician you practically put into cardiac arrest. The problem was the auditorium of people that thought they were under attack. It was pure luck that nobody got injured in the panic. I'm sure that's what Dr. Fitzwallace was thinking when he decided to bring in the police. I hear Mom tell the story and feel ashamed. But if you go by Aaron and Bear, it was a nothing gag that the school blew out of proportion because they were out to get us. Who's telling the truth? Is Mom making it sound worse to scare me straight? Because as Dad says, she's coddling me? When I got amnesia, I lost 13 years of myself. I have to replace those memories using what I can pick up from other people. But everyone has a slightly different version of me. Mom, Dad, my friends, the kids at school, even Frozen Yogurt Girl. For all I know, the lunch ladies know me better than anyone else. Who should I believe? Chapter 6 is Brendan Espinoza. So, who do you believe? Who do you think he should believe? Wonder what other things he's done. It's getting good. So, the next chapter is coming to you very shortly. I want to get these next 3 chapters out to you this week. So, enjoy. Keep the emails coming. Keep the videos coming if you do them. Keep commenting on Google Classroom, comment on Padlet, and also don't forget that I want to try and do a Zoom conference with you tomorrow. So tomorrow is the 31st of March. Miss you terribly. Hope you're all doing well. Be good. Keep up the good work. Keep helping your parents, doing chores around the house. Do something kind for someone today that makes them smile. Take care, guys.